I think a lot of people were expecting like a crash out for me as like a Packers fan. Um, and one, if you kind of heard me, I feel like talking last week about the game, I feel like you kind of knew where I stood and what the Packers about to go out there and do. Um, and then I'll tell you what, even watching the game, the deeper we got in the game, the more I was like, this isn't even crash out worthy. Like this is bad football. Like this is not worthy even getting mad about because clearly y'all didn't care enough for me to come out here and get mad about. Like it, it, it's if there was a time to if there was a time of year to pick to play your worst three games, the Packers, boy, the Packers played the worst of their. I mean, they just picked the worst time. Here's the thing: it clearly was an NFC North thing, and that's what I that is some silver lining in my tunnel. It's an NFC North thing. I'm just hoping now, maybe for the first time, I might have to say these words that the Commanders can make it a trio of NFC North frauds. But I was in no way, shape, or form could I have watched that game versus the Eagles and the Packers on Sunday and thought, oh yeah, this is definitely worth crashing out about. No,
At halftime, I was afraid. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I don't know why. I'm gonna keep saying, yo, dog. Like, here's the thing: the Eagles did not look scary. They didn't look good. They looked like a bad team. We looked even worse.
I'll take it.
Like
I,
like yo, there were like I feel like every other NFC team outside of the Rams wish they played the the oh man, that was listen. But it's one of those things where here's the crazy part about sports and life. Here's the crazy thing about sports. This one just happened to be talking about basketball that I think also applies in life. You can do everything right. You could have everything lined up. You could have the season of all seasons, and you could think this could be a real team of destiny. This is it. This is my time. I have it. Gone.
then go get your ass whooped on Monday Night Football.
No, dog, I'm just talking about Monday night, Sunday afternoon, Saturday night. Like, and I mean, it's just like one of those things where it's, yo, there's people who woke up yesterday morning thinking about I can't wait. I like we might what am I going to be wearing on the game to Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field? There are people in Minnesota who are thinking that. And now it's
Yes.
like going.
Now it's do we really need to do? Should we keep JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, like how do I clean out my locker? What's next? It is sports is crazy, man. And they say sports doesn't teach you like life lessons. I think there's a lot of life lessons.
Shit. I think sports teach more life lessons than life itself.
What you're an advocate of all people playing sports at some point in their life?
I would, yeah. There's something about even Pee Wee, right? Some being in a competitive environment. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I think I am a better person, a better teammate. I think a better strategist because I played sports.
I think the older I get, the more patient. Honestly, I do see that with the years. Well, maybe with the years, I've seen small improvements in my patience. And this year, I'm trying to take the largest growth in my patience. ISO on me real quick.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is there like a full screen real quick? Can I ISO real quick?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me
There
tell
you
y'all something
go.
real quick. Over the course of some time, my patience has been tried over and over again. And before I would tell someone they're a dumbass, a dummy, I would tell them to kiss my ass. I would invite them to Frank stands. I would tell them that I would tell them they're stupid pieces of you know what. I I would get really really annoyed at some of the activities in which were being partaken And I would often respond with um, um, such fire that one would wonder, well, what was the initial issue that I even wanted to speak about? Because this just went so left so quick. And I'm at an age now where I don't want to live that way. Even if I am right, which most of the time I do be right, I don't want to be so loud about my rightness or let people know that they are so wrong. So this year, I preach to you that along with my tobacco quitting, which I am doing, I am practicing a lot of patience. And y'all are going to see it. No more crash outs at Bam. Nah, we're just going to let him look silly. You see how I've been handling the Dynasty chat. You see how I've been handling it. You see they've been trying me. I don't even
Yeah.
understand what the issue is because I definitely said when the the season, like, you know what I mean. Bam's over here asking for $1. Bam, I'm going to be honest with you. If you haven't noticed, on Sundays it's waivers. Every other day is free agency pickups. Usually Sundays are the best days to pick up free agents during the season. I did not change it in time. I didn't know people were still going to be adding people after the season, so then I turned everything off. And now nobody can add anything until after the rookie draft. And even then, stop it. Let me commission. And you be Bam. First round exit. One and done. No playoff victory. Bam. Akili, the champ is in the building. What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 170 of Speak on It. Danny, come on back in here. Come on back in
All
here.
right, we bet.
Welcome to episode 170 of Speak on It. As always, my name, when you see this Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, that's about to go cruising here soon. The good brother, Roasty Mix. Of course, joined by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Danny Ocean. How we doing, my good brother?
I shaved this morning. This is one of the smoothest shaves I've ever gotten in my entire 12 years of being bald. 13 years. I was very proud of myself this morning.
Achilles says it's day 11 of asking for his belt. I thought we talked about this last week. We talked about this last week. You know we talked about this last week, right?
I remember.
What did we come? What conclusion did we come to?
You said you won't shipping that belt across international waters.
And now no international waters, no. Because what if Achilles moving in birds and they start looking at people people who sent packages to this address in the last 365 days. They come knocking at my door, sir. We seen you seen a package to this
we
address.
we know who on Achilles' ball. He ain't moving no weight.
Yeah, listen, I just seen some pastors move bricks in the name of the Lord. Listen, Bam said, I liked your commissioner answer until you dragged me through the mud. Listen, Bam, we got to keep the friendly jabs going because I have to remind you, Bam, about how on one of my championship runs, I did beat you twice.
Mm. Mm. Speaking of which, is your accountability partners? How is the quitting tobacco going? Have you found papers?
I found papers. I found hemp wraps as well.
Oh,
Uh, listen, the urge to cuss somebody out, it grows bigger yet thinner by the day.
okay. I'm proud of you.
What about your resolutions of growing hair?
I went and got it's funny. I went and got fitted for my man unit yesterday. I'm gonna have dreads in a month.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
You see that, Bam? See, that's how you really do it. Bam says, "How's it going, champ? When you getting your belt?" Listen, Bam, you might be next. It's okay. I'll send Bam the belt, and Bam can send it to you. That way, the police won't ever know. You got to track a whole lot of money to get back to me.
There you go.
See,
Bam's closer. Bam's in Michigan, I believe.
yeah, Bam. If you want him to get it so bad, Bam, I'll send it to you, and you can send it to him. How about that?
Bam said, "You smoking hemp like a sharecropper."
That's hate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a packed show today. I want to shout out to all you vacationers out here who find ways to catch them deals on vacation. Because let me tell you something, ain't nothing better than when you find a good deal on vacation. Because you know what you be doing when you're on that vacation, when you know you just save some money,
spend more.
You be feeling good when you spend it. You be feeling like
I saved, now I spend.
That's kind of the American way, right? Let me tell you something. I think one of the great American cities out here is Orlando, Florida. And I want to let everyone know that one half of this pod has a serious affinity for Orlando, Florida. Like, I really like Orlando. I could see myself living in Orlando so I could ride roller coasters like very often at Universal and at Disney World. And they got some hookah bars out there they ain't bad. They got some hookah lounges out there. They ain't bad. Shout out to Midnight Hookah Lounge. I'll be there. Hey.
You know, now that you bring that up, I wanted to ask you this off air, but I asked you here.
All right.
You know, I'm not a big smoker, but I've been thinking
about
buying
herbs come around. I'm sorry.
But I've been thinking about buying a cigar jacket to wear around the house because
I
just think they look smooth. I just think they look clean.
Wait, what?
Like a cigar jacket just to wear around the house?
A jacket that you would normally smoke in?
Yeah.
But you don't smoke?
Correct.
But would you smoke meat in it?
No, I would do that in an apron. I've been looking at there's a company that makes specialized aprons, and they have an NFL partnership. They have an Eagles one that I've been looking at, but it's very expensive.
So you're not smoking any meat in it?
No
meat.
And I just kind of want to walk around the house with my smoking jacket on and my underwear. You know what I mean?
So no meat.
No.
Y'all hear this? No meat.
Smoke. I'm gonna buy it.
So you don't smoke, and you're not smoking any meat in it, yet you're going to. No one else is finding this a little ridiculous?
That's insane. That's hate.
You're not a smoker for real.
You could have supported me through this decision, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let you know how it goes.
Bam. Achilles said he was just at Hollywood Universal Studios. Let me tell you something. I love Universal Studios. Listen, they're opening up a huge new park this year, right? It's going to open up in May. By the time we go, it'll be later in the year, in the fall. I have to give it some time to let some of that foot traffic build up, let it really get popping in there. And by the time we go in the fall, hopefully we either miss hurricane season or there's no hurricane season.
Good luck with that.
I mean, we're going to see. But Orlando, Central Florida.
See,
right?
Chad agrees with me. Thank you, Achilles.
What?
Smoking jackets are fire. I'm getting one. I'm going to walk around my house with a smoking jacket on in my underwear and nothing else.
You don't have the lungs for that.
I don't have the what for that?
You don't have the lungs for that, Smokey.
I'm not wearing the smoking jacket to smoke in. They just look nice.
All right. Well, I mean, you about to buy.
My lady gonna walk downstairs one morning. I'll be making coffee.
You ain't got no hair, so I guess some of this is starting to track. I guess some of this shit is starting to.
Hey man, my lady gonna walk downstairs. I'll be making coffee in the French press in my smoking jacket and my underwear. Best time of my life.
So you say that, yeah? Bam saying that I would have been loved by MJ at the Neverland Ranch. Let me tell you about disrespect and how your friends may come for you. Let me tell y'all something. Ladies and gentlemen, this past weekend was wild card weekend in the NFL. And for some of us, it was a great day. For some of us, it was a good day. Some of us, our teams didn't even make it to the weekend. So it was I don't really care who plays, but for a couple of fan bases, sad weekend. Want to pour one out for the Broncos, pour one out for the Bucks, Steelers, the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Packers. Pour one out for them poor souls. They joined the Cancun train. Some of you teams, you thought you were playing next week, but you're going to Cancun. Other teams, you clearly knew you were going to Cancun. Next time, I'm just going to ask, why bother? But, Danny, let's go over the weekend. I still have our picks. I'm going to be the first to let everyone know that I thought there would be an upset in Buffalo. I thought the Broncos would go in there and pull out the upset. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not the case. It got ugly and the lights went out fast. Broncos got steamrolled. What are your thoughts on this one? You correctly picked the game.
We correctly picked the game. It was pretty much like the at some point Josh Allen was going to take over. It was close until halftime, and then it was a wrap. Like there's a reason most rookie quarterbacks don't win their first playoff game.
It's tough,
especially on the road.
You wonder how a rookie could go on the road and win a playoff game.
Well, the Bucks were the only home team that lost this weekend.
The only one. Speaking of which, that was, I think, one of the two games that we both got completely wrong.
Yeah, we both got that one wrong.
We both thought the Bucks were going to hand Jane Daniels a quick playoff exit, yet Baker Mayfield, Jalen McMillan, a fumble late in the fourth is essentially what lost them the game.
Yeah, man. Is this a Bucks lose or is this a Commanders win?
I mean, listen, I think the Commanders were being aggressive on offense all night. It seemed like every time they got the ball, they were going for it on fourth down. So you could tell that they were trying to leave there with a win. And I just think I really think I think the Bucks just make too many mental mistakes. I mean, you can't listen. That team, you get off the field on a fourth down. Your defense gets you off the field on the fourth down. You're running jet sweep, gimmicky sort of plays. Mental mistake on that, and now you're giving the ball right back to the Commanders deep in their own territory, and boom, next thing you know, we have a touchdown. Because you knew if they got the ball back, they weren't kicking a field goal to even make it a 1-point game. They were going for the touchdown to go for the win. And that ended up being what they needed. So, you got to tip your hat to the Commanders for pulling it out. But boy, I just know that the Bucks are. Excuse me, I just feel like the Bucks are waking up pretty gutted about what they could have done because they had that game pretty much won.
Yeah. How close are we to saying Jaden Daniels is him?
I mean, one could say that he might be the best QB in the division.
I don't know about all that, but
who better? Dak?
Number one.
No, we're gonna talk about it, but not number one that I saw. He might still be a little concursed.
He might be. Steelers Ravens. Do you have anything from that? I got nothing. That was everything I thought it was gonna be.
We gotta pray for the city of Pittsburgh. You gotta pray. We gotta pray because the city of Pittsburgh, they go, listen, y'all trying to fire Mike Tomlin. What is that gonna do? Y'all gotta get patient and tank.
Yeah, you are in purgatory. You're not good enough to get a game changer, and you're not good enough to win a Super Bowl. You're good enough to pick 12 through 19 in a draft
every year.
So
y'all gotta. If I was the Steelers, I would consider, how can we make a big splash trade?
You would trade Mike Tomlin?
Not Mike Tomlin, but I might consider, to a team that maybe has a QB. What does it take? Like if you're Pittsburgh, hey, we'll trade you George Pickens and and our first round pick this year, next year, and whatever year, let's get 101.
Oh, you talking about calling Tennessee?
Yeah, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm considering it. I would say, listen, we'll give you George Pickens to match up with opposite of Calvin Ridley. We'll give you one whatever to get probably best defensive player on board because clearly that's probably what y'all need, or best lineman available. Y'all need a lot of protection, and by the looks of it, there's a lot of QB needy teams who are likely going to need position players before linemen, like I believe the Titans may need. Steelers may have to give up some capital for this year and next year, but they're probably looking at it as we only have but so many years of JJ Watt or TJ Watt.
Yeah, and I feel like with a defense like that, you really don't need a world beater. You just need someone who can throw the ball downfield.
Big JJ Watt. Little
Yeah.
JJ Watt.
That's a weird way to say his name. And Bam is right. Arthur Smith is not an offensive coordinator.
Listen, if you don't really have a QB that can stand back there and or create plays, I mean, with Russell Wilson at your helm, it's either threes or layups. So he's either taking the checkdowns or he's taking the big plays. So, you saw what Denver looked like when they got someone in there that could actually maneuver. I just feel like Pittsburgh's doing the same thing. They might be in a better cap situation. They might just need to make some moves with some draft picks and try to get.
It'd be interesting to see what they do because they got to do something. You just can't keep. Like, I know it's cool that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, but that's not good enough. Not in Pittsburgh. Like Cleveland, that'd be great. But Pittsburgh, they're about
But
champions.
even in Cleveland, they know that they're probably going to be a QB needy team, but they know they have the head coach, and you can look at the pieces around. They got a good team, solid team. Just can't get any consistent QB play.
Yeah, 100%. Do you want to have this conversation now, or you want to skip this next one on the dot?
Let's make that one the last one because I feel like that we're going to collectively come together on that one.
All right.
Last night's game, Vikings and the Rams. Let me tell y'all something. I've watched a lot of football in my lifetime. I don't know if I've seen a QB in hell for 60 minutes like Sam Darnold. It got to a point after sack 5, I was just like, oh my God, somebody block for the man. Like, listen. Here, you know what? Them type of games, you're kind of reminded, oh yeah, these are why defensive linemen just make a lot of money. Because like after a certain number of sacks, it's like, okay, like they can't do anything. Like
you can't you can't throw a screen, you can't throw anything.
Can't even attempt to run it because they know you can't.
Like Jared Verse just
by the way, y'all be so funny when y'all want the team to stop running the ball and get to throwing it. Be like, be like, hey, X amount of time left on the clock, and they're funny enough, they're still running it. It's okay. Here comes Troy. Yeah, I don't know. They got to get the ball down the field.
Those two are my favorite. I love Troy and Joe Buck, and I'm sad they left Fox because they'll never call a Super Bowl because I don't think ESPN would ever get. I don't know if NFL will give ESPN a Super Bowl.
You never know. ABC, it'd be ABC, but ABC,
maybe in the next deal because I miss Joe and Troy. I don't want to listen to Tom call a Super Bowl. I don't want to hear Tom.
I'm rocking with Tom on the ones and twos during the game.
Really? He made so many mistakes Sunday. He called the Eagles the Phillies. He was saying the wrong names.
He's the color commentator, not the play-by-play. That's what the other guys.
The Phillies?
Listen, Tom's in there to help explain the X's and the O's.
But he doesn't do that.
He does, though.
He not like Tony. They want him to be like Tony Romo.
Yeah, but Tom's not Tony, and there's a reason why Tony ain't win like Tom did. Tom be explaining it in ways where I be seeing what he's talking about. And if you can hear the psycho in Tom's voice when he be commentating. You can hear why he won so much. Guy's a psychopath.
Give me Tony Romo in the booth. Tony's like,
Tom be quicker to let people know about how some of these players and how they act really disgust him. And I like
he was ripping the Packers. That was on his. He was like, man, Josh Jacobs came to play.
Oh yeah, no, he said, yeah, no, the only two people out here came to play is Josh Jacobs and Jaden Reed. Everybody else, he said the defense. Outside of that, which is true.
Damn, a lot of commentator hate in the comments. People, Achille doesn't like Joe Buck. Bam doesn't like Tony Romo. Who do y'all like? You know who I like that people hate? I love Chris Collinsworth. He is hilarious. And he got the Eagles. He got the Eagles game Sunday, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, he is a guy because he just gets to laughing. He's like, oh, that dang Ertz gonna do it again. I'll tell you what.
Like, look at the pass rush. Look at his get off. Love it. I love Chris Collinsworth. I know people hate him. I love Chris.
Did I tell you I met him at a track meet once?
No.
I did. I once met him at a track meet. And I think the first after I took the picture with him, I said, hey, can't wait to hear you on Sunday nights. Said,
hey, for the kids who don't know, Chris Collinsworth back in his day.
Tell him.
Hey.
Tell him.
We're not even talking about like for a white receiver. We talking about as a receiver. Chris Collinsworth
got busy. Listen, he could have had a Super Bowl.
He played in Cincinnati.
And they played the Niners.
Chris Collinsworth, kids. And Eli and Arch Manning. He the real player in the Manning family.
I mean, they came out of his loins.
No, not Arch. It's Peyton Eli. Who's the other brother? The other brother was a receiver, and then he got a real job. He was one of one.
Drew?
Cooper.
Where Cooper play at?
Where did Cooper play? Yeah, he played in NFL in '98. Yeah, he went to Ole Miss.
As well, like Eli. I really can't believe, I'll say it after this pod. I'm just thinking about this Orlando thing, man. You know the price, but boy.
Yeah. You got to steal, man. Do you want to do anything else with the Packers and Eagles? I have a few thoughts.
I mean, it's funny going back to the Vikings and Rams. It's funny, you called this one right. You picked the Rams.
Go ahead, my bad.
I don't think you knew kind of it would end up being playing in Phoenix, just given the nature of the fires. And our thoughts and our prayers are with everyone affected by the fires. Hey, it galvanized the city, boy.
For real.
I mean,
well, for me, it was after seeing Sam Darnold wet the bed against the Lions.
You think he's going to keep his? They saying he lost himself a lot of money.
I don't know about all that, but if you're the Vikings, 3 weeks ago, it was trade J.J. McCarthy, no questions asked, Sam Darnold is it. And now it's like, do we really want to trade J.J. McCarthy as Sam Darnold it?
I think they're going to end up meeting somewhere in the middle. And the middle being Sam Darnold is not going to make the money he may have made the week before that Detroit game, but Minnesota's going to have their bridge quarterback until J.J. McCarthy is ready.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. But yeah, I don't think anyone on here were real believers of the Vikings. I don't think you were really sold on the Vikings. I wasn't sold on the Vikings. The advanced numbers have been saying they've been frauds all year.
All right. What is Bam talking about? Bam says, Achille, how are they going to make fun of your painting, but D got old racist Charlie Brown? First off.
Whoa. Charlie Brown's not racist.
Wah, 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 wah. That's all I'm hearing when I hear you, Bam. I thought Lomar was coming. Huh? Where he was coming? Home? Because he damn sure went in them streets in the playoffs. Sit down. Tell him, Danny.
Well, I didn't make the playoffs, so I can't tell him to do anything.
Well, guess what? Bam just played one more game than you did.
I got 102, so I can't say shit to Bam.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Bam, stop playing with people. All right, let's get to it. Packers, Eagles.
All I gotta say is I love the physicality of this Eagles team. It reminds me of Jim Johnson and Brian Dawkins. We might not be the best, but we're gonna knock motherfuckers out. Like the fumble on the opening kick, like when Nolan Smith.
No, don't do that. Don't do What you're not gonna sit here and do and act like there's some physicality involved in the opening kickoff. Keyshawn Nixon, for the record, you don't have to worry about returning anymore. He said he's done with the kickoff work.
Well, you know what's funny? I thought he recovered it. Like I thought there was clear video evidence that Green Bay recovered that ball.
I think there's a lot from that game that I was just baffled by. But let me tell you something. That fumble told me all I need to know about the next 60 minutes of football.
Like Nolan Smith, and again, I hope your players are healthy. Like I'm not here wishing injury. None of those hits were dirty. But like Nolan Smith meeting your guard in the hole and just bam, and that man's like, I'm done for the day. That's the kind of physicality I'm talking about. Just we gonna be tougher than you. The only person that Josh Jacobs run, I think after that run, that's when I text you. I was like, yeah, this might be. I thought that was the start of the comeback because that Josh Jacobs run was insane.
On Sunday afternoon, around 4 p.m. Eastern, the Green Bay Packers traveled up to the great state of Pennsylvania to the city of brotherly love with a quarterback named Love. But his play was not lovely at all.
You should get a cigar jacket.
I want to give a special shout out to Josh Jacobs. I want to give a special shout out to the Green Bay defense.
Yeah, that was a masterclass. I told you the Green Bay was the best 7th seed since the playoffs expanded. You were like 7th in DVOA.
I want to give a special shout out to Jaden Reed.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to the person who drove the Packers to the stadium.
Not the staff.
I want to give a special shout out to the athletic training staff for making sure our players are healthy. And I want to give a special shout out to the pilot that flew the Packers from Green Bay or Wisconsin or wherever to the great city of Philadelphia, making sure they're getting there and home safely. Outside of that,
I'll say this. Did Jalen have
Philly? Listen, Philly had a Jalen Hurts disaster class. I was out there at some points just wondering, like, yo, this guy doesn't even play for the Eagles, and the Packers can't beat the Eagles right now.
No turnovers. I'll say this about Jalen. Was it his best passing game? No, it was the worst of the season. But
you can't tell me you felt good about that game. Or that
oh, no, hell no, I don't feel. I feel good about whenever the Packers got close, Jalen put a drive together to put it away. Like it was 3-10. He drives on field, 17-3 with the pass to Dallas Goedert. That's one thing I feel good about. But no, Jalen can definitely be a better passer. But again,
for most of this game, it was 10-7. The Goddard touchdown, which was some great play by Goddard, too, by the way.
No, it was 10-3.
That's what I'm saying. It was 10-3 for most of the game.
Yeah.
And that Goddard touchdown was the one that I was like, which is a great play, but it was like the one I was like, well, this defense they can bend, but for so long. Like, God damn it, offense.
Do something.
Please. How many years have we seen this a Packers playoff team or a Packers playoff run get ended because the defense can't stop a fucking bloody nose? And one of the few times the defense keeps us in it, offense doesn't do anything. Yo, this is remnant of the NFC Championship game, maybe 2021. Tom Brady comes into Green Bay with the Bucks. And, I mean, no, not that game. May have been It was the NFC Championship or divisional game versus San Francisco in Green Bay. Very cold conditions, and they won off a punt return. They didn't even really score an offensive touchdown.
Well, you just ran against the best defense in football. That's it. That's not Jordan Love's fault. Eagles have the best defense in football. That's all that is.
Listen, Packers, I'm glad the season is over because about halfway through the third quarter, I was just so tired of watching whatever excuse of an offense that we were putting out there at that time. I think let's get healthy. Let's cut who we need to cut. And let's bring in some veterans. And let's get a wide receiver one. T. Higgins. Come on.
I was about to say, y'all just need this receiver by committee bullshit got to go. It got to go. Shout out Dontavian Wicks, greatest actor of all time.
Listen, sometimes we just need that Rodgers to Adams buddy ball.
That's all we need.
Come on home.
You don't need to. He old. Go get T. Higgins. Stop this wide receiver by committee. Everyone does one thing well, but nothing great.
When is Justin Herbert going to be great in the postseason?
Oh, yes. We here. Never.
The other game that we both picked completely wrong because you and I collectively, we had some belief in young Justin Herbert. Come on, bro. If it wasn't for Jordan Love, Justin Herbert and Sam Darnold will probably have worst performances of the weekend.
The most infuriating thing is no one still wants to have the Justin Herbert conversation. Like it's still, oh no, Justin Herbert is still great in top 5. Like every big spot he's been in, he's wet the bed. Like he blew a 20+ point lead against Jacksonville 2 years ago.
You let that go.
Go to Texans. He's only thrown 3 picks all year, throws 4. I
wonder what type of looks that the Texans were showing him that were just so different than some of the looks he may have been seeing in the regular season.
I don't know, but I feel like Justin Herbert gets a pass because he plays in a division he's not expected to win. Like playing in the same division as Mahomes has given him such a long leash because there's no expectations. How he top 5, he's not expected to win his division.
Give me the Mount Rushmore of hypothetical QBs in the league right now.
Joe Burrow's number 1. Justin Herbert's number 2. Josh Allen used to be on that list, but he's starting to beat those allegations.
Him and Lamar have beaten the what if.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Who else? Who else gets a bunch of excuses?
You're in the AFC. Come on, think of it. The CJ Stroud, is he up there?
Not yet. Because CJ, he does have a real what if. His number 1 receiver is out with a torn ACL.
All right, what about the NFC? Dak? What if?
No, because people don't like Dak. People don't like the quarterback. And Dak has had elite offenses. Is Dak a what if guy?
Jalen Hurts not Mount Rushmore and hypothetical QBs right now?
No, because when Jalen Hurts lose, it's not ever, well, what if? Like when Justin Herbert lost, it was like, but Justin doesn't have a receiver. When Joe Burrow loses, it's, well, he doesn't. Like they always win in hypotheticals, like Alabama, right? If Alabama would have made college,
Dallas, so Dak had no hypotheticals that could go his way.
Yeah, you can put him on there. You can put Dak on there. I'm trying to think who do people make the most excuses for when they lose? Like what quarterbacks get all the excuses? Well, Trevor Lawrence is on the what if Mount Rushmore. He get a bunch of excuses.
Honestly, I might still put Josh Allen on that list. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, it depends on like Josh Allen is on the list, but he's closer to the bottom of like he is almost off that list completely. Now, if he go to Arrowhead and lose again, he's gonna be right back at the top.
Well, he gotta stand tall in Buffalo against Lamar and the Ravens as we get into our divisional matchup. This is the game, dog.
This the game.
Listen to you Ravens fans who've been talking that this white boy shouldn't win the MVP nonsense. And all you Buffalo fans that said Lamar already got his, it's Josh Allen time, we here. Ain't no more talking. We heard about what happened week 5. Yeah, the Ravens beat them now. We here now.
We here, baby.
Best weekend in football. We here. Who with it? Who got it?
Are we doing the picks too right while we're here?
Going.
Talk
to me.
Give me Lamar. Give me the Ravens. It's going to be close, but I think the Ravens have a better team than the Bills. Like, I think Derrick Henry is better than James Cook. I think Lamar and Josh wash each other out. I would take Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Mark Ingram over whoever the number 1 is. What, Keon Amari, Dalton Kincaid. He showed up last week, but give me Lamar. Give me Lamar.
Personally, I do want Lamar to win. But when I think about the Ravens, I think about a lot of great players, but a lot of undisciplined football. I expect to see. Listen, the playoffs, you are who you are when you get to the playoffs. And one thing is about the Ravens, they're a heavily penalized team.
Yes, they are.
I could definitely see the Ravens being the better team on the field, but losing all the critical errors.
That very well could happen.
Give me the Bills by 1. They steal it.
Okay. It's like that. It's the reason it's the last game of the weekend.
We will see. Let's get to your Eagles versus the Rams. They played earlier this year.
Yep.
I mean, it was one of them games. It definitely won. If you had Saquon that week in fantasy, you thought you were winning the championship for sure this year. Now, if you did or it did not, that's on you. But you definitely thought after that week. Here we are. You saw them live. They come into y'all's house.
Yep.
That game last time, was it? No, it was in LA last time.
It was in LA last time. Devontae Smith was out that game. Dallas Goedert was out that game. Jordan Mailata was out that game. And the Eagles damn near doubled them in points. Dog. The Rams are 27th in defensive DVOA. Whatever because I don't want to get too confident because it's a playoff and Matt Stafford seems to be on a heater. That game was the first game Cooper Kupp was back fully healthy. He was a little rusty. So, like, that offense, I feel like has some time to gel. I am so confident in the Eagles defense right now. I have never been this confident about the Eagles defense. Again, like I said, since Jim Johnson. Like this, I feel like this defense can go in the field and stop anybody long enough for the offense to get their shit together. Give me the Eagles.
What I noticed on Sunday from the Eagles is if you are able to apply pressure long enough in Jalen Hurts' face and in a way contain Saquon, because you're not really going to be able to stop him, but contain this running game, get this Eagles team into longer third downs, really make Jalen have to sit there, process information while also sending extra defenders at him and pressuring them, gives him struggles. I do think it's going to be. I think if the pass protection for the Rams holds up, they're going to put Philadelphia in a really tough situation with these 2 great wide receivers on the outside. Really 3 if you really consider DeMarcus Robinson and the other guys they got. And I could see Sean McVay trying to play a little defense with offense by really being aggressive and really trying to stick to the run game. And Kyron Williams.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and try to talk yourself into it.
I like the Rams. I'm curious to see. Would not really be surprised if the Eagles win. And I really think if the Eagles play their type of football, which is get up 7-10 points early, could see them kind of getting away with this early. But I think if the Rams are able to play as balanced as they were able to play last night, I could definitely see them going into Philly and pulling the upset. Which is funny because this next game I know where you're going. I think I may know where I'm going on this one too.
I'm in,
If
and
if
I hate it.
if there's if the NFC North has shown me anything, is that there are some frauds in that division. Give me the Commanders.
Yep.
Give me the Commanders. I'm rocking with it.
There is something about Jaden Daniels at the end of a game. I don't know if this is going to be his career or if this is just a magical season. It's something about Jaden Daniels with 10 minutes left in the fourth.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This might not be too good for us. Commanders, hold on now.
I've been saying this whole time, Detroit's sweet and they right for the picking. It's going to be who has the ball last. Who do you trust with the ball last? Jared Goff or Jaden Daniels?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, oof, that's tough. Jared Goff, he can dice him up. I'm gonna tell you right now. If in some strange world we get to Eagles and Commanders NFC Championship game, I'm gonna let everybody on the West Coast know what you're going to hear from these East Coasters and these Black folks out here will not be for public television. And I feel like somewhere, some way, somehow, Roger Goodell's putting in the call and saying, we
Hey,
can't
man.
send we can't send YNs from Philly and DC to the same place. We just can't do that.
We can't do that.
We gotta get something under control.
But it would be fitting for the Eagles' Super Bowl path. It's going to be the playoff of rematches. Play the Packers, beat them. Play the Rams, beat them. Play the Commanders, beat them, and it'll be the Ravens, beat them again. Be there. It'll just be the rematch.
Talk yourself into how the Texans beat the Chiefs.
I'm not. It's going to be the Chiefs. I'm not even going to. The Chiefs going to win.
Somebody's getting upset this weekend.
And it's going to be Detroit. It might be Philly, but for me, it's the Rams are 27th in DVOA. Like the Eagles can just run the ball all night. I would use this game as a get right game for the passing game, but
get right game. Who the fuck do y'all think y'all are?
But that Rams defensive line is very light.
Like the confidence in which you say a playoff game is a get right game. No, this is the season.
Yeah, like it's gonna go home.
So there's no get right about it. You better be right.
Hey, all I know is, like I said, the Rams defensive line is very light. You could just run, and if Sean or whoever want to put 5-7 in the box, AJ just run straight. You are better.
Okay. When fans break it down like that, it's like, all right, just run straight. You better. You over there like word.
Hey, should I not be confident?
That's that he probably read it in that book he was reading,
which is now number 1 on Amazon.
All right, we'll see. Both got Chiefs, both got Commanders. I'm going Rams. Of course, you're going Eagles. And I have the Bills stealing it versus somebody. Listen, there's going to be one upset and one heartbreaker. And I think the heartbreaker will be, here's another way I can see it happening. The Ravens going up crazy and the Bills coming back and stealing it.
So you say this is a legacy game for somebody.
It's got to be.
They're going
to announce the MVP this week. Lamar's probably going to win it. First team All-Pro QB, usually.
Yeah.
That's so. It wouldn't surprise me if certain. You see what the NFL is trying to do with Josh Allen.
Because his stats are pretty middle of the road.
Middle of the road. What's your thoughts on Mike Vrabel? Now the head coach of the Patriots. How soon do you see the Patriots rebuilding that one? Listen, when he was a head coach, he did win. Like,
yeah,
I went back and looked at some of these Tennessee teams. I forgot he had a number 1 seed one year.
He did. Now that Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, first, second year, like those teams are lethal. He knows how to build a team. He knows how to build a staff. He's a great culture guy. But we knew this was gonna happen. Like you flew in Byron Leftwich and Pep Hamilton. It's like, come on, guys, you know why you're here.
You know what's funny to me? It's almost like Robert Kraft saw Gerard Mayo and was like, nah, fam. Like he was probably like, I love you, but this business is so much bigger, and like even the slightest inclination of us losing money, you gotta go. Like you got like we can't. You
Robert
got
said the city of Boston already got 2-star black athletes. That's like the end is
and
full.
Robert Kraft's like, listen, this city's got the Sox, they got the Celtics, at the Bruins, all teams that are somewhat competing, somewhat relevant. Definitely the Celtics. Like if you're gonna be putting some BS out here, who's gonna pay to watch? No, we can't do this. Brave
Uh,
back in here.
so Bam asked a good question. Has the Rooney Rule always been a joke? No. At its core, the Rooney Rule was designed to get people in rooms that they traditionally would not be in, right? Getting minority candidates experience interviewing for a head coaching job with the thought of they'll prove themselves or they'll have enough head coaching interviews that they'll be hired at the same rate as their white peers. And over the course of time, it just became,
Hire my Negronis.
yes, it became a checkbox. Now it's a joke, 100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But again, it was in its core, it was
I
designed to
knew it was.
give.
I knew it was funny because I heard Akili got an offensive coordinator interview, and I was like, what's going on around here? He don't know. He don't know no formations.
But here's the thing about these head coaching interviews: you go into these head coaching interviews, and you have to divulge your entire strategy on how you'd reshape an organization, so they can. Oh man, that's a great idea. We're not gonna hire you, but we're gonna take those ideas. We love that idea, but I think that's another unfortunate part about the whole head coaching thing.
Well, that's why you shouldn't. Well, I know. I mean, it's probably tough because you want to take the interview, but if it's some BS, you just tell your organization, "Hey, don't let them. If they seek permission from me, tell them no." Mike McCarthy out as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Let me ask you, who do you think hires him next?
Before we get there, can we talk about the ineptitude of this organization? You knew that you weren't going to bring Mike McCarthy back, right? So you let a whole week pass by of other coaches interviewing for empty roles, and you did nothing, right? Like you could have had Mike Vrabel in for an interview. All these other teams have interviewed all these top candidates. Ben
Brought
Johnson,
in Bill Belichick.
you could have bought in Bill. Ben Johnson interviewed for 2 jobs last week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Saleh interviewed for the Jags job, and you've done nothing. So you're already behind the 8 ball unless you already know who you want. And everyone talking about Dion. Content-wise, that'd be amazing. As a fan of the Cowboys, I will not want that at all.
I think Dion would be like, I'd be looking at Jerry and just saying, "You just don't get it.
Nope.
You just don't."
And he's not going to let Dion be Dion. Like he's not going to give Dion control.
Play my music. Oh, sorry.
Like that works in Colorado, and I think he'd be good for Dallas in an entertainment perspective. Like as a coaching hire, I don't know, but
Yeah, and how you going to convince someone like Clayton Vander Esch or someone when Dion?
yeah, and they're interviewing like Jason Witten.
Yo, I've been hearing a lot about how bad Jason Witten was as commentator. Was it really that bad?
Yeah, I remember that CTE.
Right, I might have to.
And then they're also talking. They're going to interview Kellen Moore. Okay, I can understand that, but you're like Jason Witten.
Hold on, I might have to just listen to commentary. Jason Witten commentary. Fails. Oh man, this one instantly came up.
Yeah.
Jason Witten's bad commentary complimentation so far. Oh man. Here we go. Hold on. Gotta get through a little commercial. Was he really? I really don't remember him. How bad?
I do.
What do you remember?
Oh God, he couldn't take Tom Brady but make him 6 times worse.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see what they got to say.
Yeah, I don't think all we hear is static.
Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, see if we can share the screen. We can watch it.
We got it.
There we go.
It's tough on these linebackers, and when they do that, it's all about the rush.
0 for 3 so far against this Broncos defense.
He's got Kelsey.
3rd and 4. Mahomes gets it complete for a first down to DeMarcus Robinson.
Got Kelsey.
There, I'll tell you, Kittle is really flashing this year, isn't he?
And he's able to connect with a big tight end who goes up and then it's down. A flag is down as Nick Boyle came skying through like a pro wrestling move to meet the defender.
Wait, what?
Silence.
Boyle goes 6'4", 270. 2nd and 6. Ball's out. That was
Trevathan with the big sack. You're going to see him here. Trevathan just gets him so right there on the right side. Trevathan.
I'll tell you what, Tess, you saw Aaron Rodgers there. Blood on his elbow. Big old knee brace on. Hitting the wrist. It doesn't matter. He pulls another rabbit out of his head.
I'm excited. It's a neat spot to be here, and I've really enjoyed kind of sitting in this chair and the challenge at this.
Oh man, was he really that bad?
You just saw how bad he was. He wasn't good. Trevathan. Well, you know, Jason Witten about to run for office. It's his time.
Jason.
From the funny part is the silence. Like
He said one of the best things Cam does is run after cat.
Kelsey got Kelsey.
Called an NFL rule left wing. Oh Lord.
Buddy, what's he doing now? Okay. He is the head football coach at Liberty Christian School in Texas.
What was another rabbit out of his head? I thought I heard that.
Say what?
I thought I heard him say pull a rabbit out of his head earlier.
He did.
Hey, Bam, I know the word is compilation, by the way. Hey.
Bam. He on fire tonight.
He is on my head. What you think about this natty? Notre Dame, Ohio State.
I've been saying Ohio State, and I want to stick with it. That's all I got.
I was asked this at work today, and I actually picked Notre Dame.
Really?
Defense travels, and I think they're going to be able to play some. And Marcus Freeman is a former Ohio State player. I think they might rally around that. Want to get this win for him, but it also wouldn't surprise Ohio State's really good.
Ohio State's the best team in the country.
And how funny would it be that Michigan motivated Ohio State to go win national championships? And now the Michigan fans can't even really gloat the way they wanted to because like, all you did was motivate a national championship. And
it sounds very Ohio State-y to win the national championship 1 year after Michigan.
Yep, it's like we can do it just as good as you.
So I'm taking Ohio State. I know it's Monday.
Sure. What was your thoughts about that Drew Allard pick in that Penn State Notre Dame game? That cost them the game because they could.
It's funny because at the beginning of the game they were talking about how Drew Allard he prides himself on he wants the ball at the end of the game, and as soon as he got it, he gave it away.
And anytime they catch your quarterback doing this,
we
got him.
Bam said that Marcus Freeman has made him a believer of Notre Dame. I'm not.
Bam would be a believer in Notre Dame.
Bam, you ain't been alive long enough to watch Notre Dame fail over and over again. Keep living.
He out there with them Catholics.
Did you watch Raw last night?
Of course. It was a great episode, too. That street fight was something.
Yeah, man.
The street fight was something. I'll tell you what. I see the inevitable Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre triple threat match eventually coming. I'll see that. The next thing I'll say, I see the Sami Zayn heel turn,
which is good,
versus Roman in the Royal Rumble.
Sign me up. I was very disappointed that Dakota Kai did not win the Intercontinental Championship.
I'm hearing a lot of people say they thought it was Dakota Kai's time.
She's paid her dues. She's older, right? Dakota's like in her 30s, which is not old in wrestling years, but it ain't young.
You might have to give her. You said some folks might need to give her a call.
Yeah, hold it. Yeah, she's 36. She gonna be 37 this year.
Freak ass boy, we got him.
That's not old. I mean, it's not old for wrestling, but it is old.
Well, it don't matter because mommy's back on top.
Talk to me.
Tiffany Stratton's on top, and Nia Jax is. Shout out Nia, man. That was a nice outfit she had on.
And I'm the freak ass boy.
She had the leopard print, the leopard print just jumpsuit. That was fly.
And I'm the freak ass boy. All right.
Hey. If you're Texas, it's going back to football. That's 2 losses in a row. Some tough losses in a row. College ball playoff.
Now, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm calling Sark.
Sark, stay right there in Austin, brother.
He should. You wouldn't call Sark, see what he talking about?
Sark used to be on the drink. He gonna be back on the drink dealing with Jerry. Leave him alone.
You know what? Jerry would come to the interview not knowing that and be like, "Have a drink."
And I told him, first thing I told him when I called him, and he accepted. I said, "You got to come in here, take a shot." And he just laughed at me and he said, "Coach, I'm a recovering alcoholic."
And I said, recovering from what? Last night? Ain't no such thing as an alcoholic, boy.
Did you watch any of that Unrivaled League that you were talking about last week?
So tip-off is Thursday. So Unrivaled League is essentially the WNBA's version of the Big Three. It's a little bit more detailed. Tips off on Thursday, the 17th on TNT. Very excited. The teams have been picked. You can trade. You can do whatever you want. The uniforms are heat. I didn't know Under Armour had that inside of them. There's a team called the Laces, and the uniforms are just beautiful. I'm excited to watch Unrivaled.
Where are they playing at?
They're playing. The league is based in Florida. I think it's in Miami and another city. And the goal of the league is to help WNBA players supplement their income so they don't have to go overseas during the off season. So it's competitive basketball in the States in the off season. So you don't have to go to a foreign country if you don't want to.
Like 3-on-3 tournaments?
Yeah, it's 3-on-3.
Custom tournaments? Like you get to pick your own teams or how?
So the teams have already been picked. The draft has happened. Some trades have happened, and they have a schedule. So each team, there's going to be a playoff. And I think it ends maybe a couple weeks before the WNBA training camp, which is like April. So it'll go on for like 2 months. I want to say there's an All-Star weekend. I don't know if there's an All-Star weekend, but I know there's a break somewhere in the middle. So yeah, it starts on the 17th on TNT. I'm excited to watch. Then the tickets are expensive. I looked at tickets. It's like $700.
Probably because they don't have them in there, or it's a small gym.
It's a small gym.
Okay, but still, they might have them in there. They might have them in there, boy. They might have them in there, boy.
Good Lord.
What you gonna do, my boy? Listen, speaking of which, some things, ladies and gentlemen, make you laugh so much that you have to hear it multiple times. You gotta hear it.
Because you guys is stuck with me is thick and thin, dudes. You know, I've got a new tag team partner right now. I got Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer. And in the past, I've had a whole bunch of partners down the line. I've had incredible partners like you, because you guys is
Oh, y'all booed the hell out of Hulk Hogan.
And we should have. I hope they boo him again. I read that they might bring him back out again.
Hey,
That's
please
fine.
do. Please do. Here's the thing: they might bring him back as a heel, which would make it even funnier because they're only gonna boo him louder.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get the reaction you think you're gonna get.
Or they might do the opposite. What if he go out there and they cheer him while he's being a heel?
Hell no.
See, Hope, that's why. See, Hope, that's why you can't be. That's why you got to control your racism.
That's it. It's not. Because it's not who you voted for. It's you just a flat out racist.
Yeah, you got to control your racism. Undertaker could do it.
Yep. Kane can do it.
Well,
JBL can do it.
hey, he gonna be on Raw next week, and he better do it.
He can't. I can't wait.
It's funny. It's a funny thing about wrestling. There's a lot of them boys is a little you know what I'm saying. Good old Southern boys.
Mm-hmm. You ain't got to tell me.
Good old fashioned Southern boys. They like to keep it real Southern there. They like to go back to traditions.
That's a traditional.
Back in my daddy time, we used to. I used to stay over on that side of the country. And on that side of the road, and on this side of the road, we used to do things our way. We ain't about y'all ain't about us. The traditions is lost. That's what they sound like. Oh, man. How confident are you in the Eagles?
Scale to 1 to 10?
Yeah.
7.
Rams by 5. 22-17.
Okay. You think the Rams defense is going to play like that?
It's hard to beat a team twice in a year. A good team twice.
I mean, Eagles beat the Packers twice.
A good team twice.
The Packers were good. That was my NFC Championship preview.
Well,
we just got it early.
Bring back the days of Michael Vick versus Aaron Rodgers.
I guess Aaron Rodgers is going to go coach at Virginia Union.
Who's coaching at Virginia Union?
I'm just saying Michael Vick's the coach at Norfolk State. So Aaron Rodgers is going to have to go coach at a HBCU if you want Michael Vick versus Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, what do you think the reception of Aaron Rodgers at Virginia Union would be? As someone who knows where Virginia Union is, Aaron Rodgers in that city, what do you think that would be like?
It'd be something.
You think you'd have some words for the team?
Some words that might not be. No, we said Union, right?
Yeah.
I'm in Virginia State.
Oh, even better. Even better. Even better.
That's actually pretty funny.
What do you think, Aaron Rodgers? What type of terminology do you think Aaron Rodgers would use to connect with the players?
He would use boys in the worst way possible.
All right, listen up here, boys.
Yep. Come here, boys.
All right. Hey, boys, do what I say.
And he would also whistle at them like they were dogs.
Nah, not my goat. Hold on. You got to put a little respect on my goat.
You don't think he would look, all right, boys, come on.
It's Aaron fucking Rodgers here. Please.
Okay.
Respect. This is greatest touchdown interception ratio ever, top 3 quarterback ever. And if Mahomes don't pull off this 3-peat, he's still top 4.
Okay.
He's still top 4.
Bam. He will love the darkness to treat. D, where can the people find you?
People find, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at Los Demix. That is at LOSDEEMIX. Across all socials, X, YouTube, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, Freaky Zeke 425 Zillows, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, and all the other channels. LOSDEEMIX. And always remember, escúchame in Spanish does not mean excuse me.
That's still the funniest shit ever. Man. You can find me, Danny Ocean 41, on X and Blue Sky. Speak on _pod. X, TikTok, Instagram. We'll catch you guys next week. I'm gonna be very excited to be heading to Detroit, or someone of the Commanders coming to Philadelphia. I'll be very upset.
Honestly, what do you think Commanders Philly NFC Championship
Oh,
do to the game?
that's gonna set the city on fire. You know which city I'm talking about. Oh, that's a bad reference because it was happening in LA. It's gonna be a lot of bad blood in a certain city.
We can't send the YNs from DC to Philly and back. That's a train ride. Listen, that's a train ride.
Let me tell you something. If that happens,
That's a train ride.
yeah, I might try to make my way
3
up
hours
there.
of rumbling.
I might try to make my way up there.
AFC Championship game predictions. You got Chiefs, Ravens.
I got Chiefs Ravens rematch of last year.
I got Chiefs Bills. Texans
Numbers.
something. Texans about to do something.
I about to say if the Texans mess around and win that joint, but they won't. We ain't got to worry about
everybody else because you know what's going to happen in that very next game.
that. Someone gonna make the call. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you hear us.